I was there. I was there when you doled out meaningless gifts and titles. I was there when you whispered into the darkness. I was there when you breathed your last. While you waged your little wars and sat on your little throne, I watched, waited, planned. Dynasties rise and fall by my hand for the right price.
Arachne Huntsman is a brand new assassin hero, the first of his kind in Flesh and Blood. His hero ability reads, whenever you play a card with Contract, you may look at the top card of target opponent's deck. You may put it to the bottom. At first glance, it may not seem like much, but the ability to manipulate what your opponent draws and what's on the bottom of their deck turn after turn is incredibly disruptive. Simply by playing a Contract card, you have the opportunity to dictate what your opponent doesn't see until their deck cycles completely. And perhaps best of all, your opponent won't know what you sank to the bottom of their deck. I'm sure you can agree the ability to manipulate the top of your opponent's deck could be incredibly disruptive. But you may be wondering what a Contract card is. For an example of a Contract card, look no further than Surgical Extraction, a 2-cost assassin attack action card with 4 attack that says Contract. You are contracted to banish opponent's blue cards. Whenever you complete this contract, create a silver token. When this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck, then look at their hand and banish a card. As far as on-hit effects go, this may be one of the more terrifying we've seen in the game thus far. If you let this hit, not only do you lose a card from the top of your deck forever, but your opponent also sees every card in your hand, and then you lose another card. And of course, for completing the contract, you get paid, in this case, in silver, a token that allows you to pitch 3 resources and draw a card. But what else can you do with silver? Perhaps activate your Mask of Perdition. Mask of Perdition is a majestic assassin equipment headpiece that blocks for 1 and has battle worn. It says, while Mask of Perdition is in your graveyard, at the start of your turn, you may destroy 2 silvers you control. If you do, equip Mask of Perdition. As an attack reaction, you can also destroy Mask of Perdition. If you do, then target assassin attack action card gains. When this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck. As you can see, Arachne is already shaping up to be an incredibly disruptive and dangerous hero to the natural order of Flesh and Blood. Sowing a web of confusion and death wherever he travels, Arachne is the blade that strikes in the dead of night. And on November 11th, you'll have the opportunity to pick up his blade yourself. So prepare yourself and get to work. You've got a job to do. Well, there he is. The assassin has finally revealed himself, and it's none other than Vipok's guy, Arachne Huntsman. Can you believe it? Arachne, the new assassin hero, a classic constructed hero from the pits. An assassin. You can tell, by the way, he's from the pits because of this sweet pits border that is shown on Azalea as well. He's a majestic in this new Dynasty set, so you can get your hands on him very easily. It's going to be a lot of fun to play this. All about those contract cards. You know, having those contracts come up, and then you completing them, you getting paid, and using that silver to do crazy, crazy stuff. Plus, we don't actually know if you can generate like golds as well with contracts, or maybe coppers. So it could be interesting. Maybe contract pays you in different tokens, or maybe they're all just silver. Either way, I did straight up buy cold foil silvers just for this video, because you're gonna want to get your hands on some of these silver tokens. You're gonna be creating some silvers with your contract cards with your boy Arachne Huntsman. Now, I just want to say this. Look, Surgical Extraction looks incredibly pushed. That on-hit effect, pushing a breakpoint, and with this on-hit effect, it's very terrifying, right? You're losing a card from your hand, you're losing a card from the top of your deck. That is very strong. And keep this in mind too. The contract effect, the way that I'm told it works, contract will open when you play this card, and then will be completed or closed whenever you close the combat chain. So if you can string this along with other cards, like other attacks, on the same combat chain, you can remain, like pursuing that contract essentially, and possibly like fulfill it down the line to get the benefit. But the drawback here is this card does not have go again, so you gotta play it alongside of something like Lead the Charge or like a Captain's Call, things that give like unconditional go again or action points in order to actually make that happen. The other idea here is maybe you slam down this at the end of a combat chain as like sort of like a finisher that also just pseudo mills your opponent, right? And then of course, if you do land those silvers, if you build them up, you have access to a beautiful cold foil Mask of Perdition. Probably like the low-key, most exciting card that I could ever imagine, because this is literal equipment recursion from the graveyard. If it's in your graveyard, you can just toss 2 silvers at it and equip it again. And then it battle worn. It's got battle worn, meaning you can block with it. You can use its effect to attack, react, and like banish the top card of your opponent's deck and slowly drain their deck of cards. And then you can equip this again after you toss 2 silvers at it. This is so cool. Like, I was blown away when I first saw this card, and I'm still blown away by this card. And look how beautiful it is. Look at that amazing art. On all 3 of these cards, the art is absolutely amazing. So I hope you are very excited to pick up Arachne Huntsman and to pick up this Dynasty set. Thank you so much, Legend Story Studios, for allowing me to make this video and share it with the community. I hope everybody watching the video had a great time. I hope you got really excited. I was excited making the video the whole way through, so I hope you got something out of it, got some enjoyment, got some excitement out of it, and you're pumped to play the new 10th class in the game, the Assassin. If you did enjoy it, feel free to hit the old like and the subscribe. In fact, I would recommend subscribing because we actually do have some very interesting things coming down the pipeline with this Assassin hero, and you'll want to stay tuned for those. But until then, thanks for watching, and happy Dynasty spoiler season.